Well, today, a gag order could be reinstated on Donald Trump in his New York civil fraud case. A panel of appeals court judges are set to consider the issue, and they put the order on hold last week when the former president claimed that it was unconstitutional. CBS News reporter Graham Cates is joining us now, Studio 57, to kind of explain what's going on and kind of bring us up to speed. So there was a gag order issued. The president said it's unconstitutional. The courts are looking at it again, but in the meantime, they lifted the gag order. What has been the response from both sides to this kind of back and forth?
Sure. So to bring it all the way back,
Yeah.
this gag order was put in place after Trump posted about the judge's clerk way back on October 3rd, the second day of this incredibly long trial.
Right.
And then afterwards, he violated it twice. He got fined, and they and his team motioned to an appeals court, an appellate court in New York, to have it lifted. They said it's unconstitutional, and that there's even more onus on it because he's a presidential candidate, and the eyes of the world, they said, are on this trial. Last week, a lawyer for the court that himself, for the judge, said, I want this gag order put back in place. And he included an affidavit from one of the top security officials for New York courts who said that when they transcribed all of the threats that the judge and this clerk have received going back to the beginning, from the moment of that first post on October 3rd, you could fill 275 pages, single space,
Whoa.
transcribing voicemails and emails and text messages. And they noted that she, the clerk, has received to her personal cell phone, her personal email. They highlighted anti-Semitic things that she's received. And they've said they believe that a lot of the threats are credible. So that's their side of it. And Trump's side is that, he says that this is a First Amendment issue, that he is allowed to talk about this person who sits next to the judge at all times. She's been in photos with him. The judge says he relies on her for legal counsel, and that makes her kind of a public person for the sake of this trial.
Okay, so on one side, he's a person of influence. When he posts stuff like this, it can inflame the public, and you get all these threats. On the other side, he says, listen, I'm just speaking for myself, and I'm responsible for what all these other people do, but I should have the right to make a comment on people who are passing judgment on me. So then, but he already violated the gag order before. He was fined. Like, what happens if he decides, if it's reinstated and he just ignores it?
Yeah, so a couple of things. First of all, he's already paid the fines of $15,000 in fines. They do want that actually back. They've said, we want the gag order lifted and to have the court say that they should never have been put in the first place.
Wow.
And what we've seen is that in the days since the temporary stay was put in place, he has repeatedly targeted the clerk and the judge as if there was no gag order. And in the court's filing supporting the judge's gag order, they said that they've noted an increase in the threats since the gag order was lifted. So they kind of did an analysis while the gag order was in place and after he started targeting her again. And they said that they've seen an increase in the number of threats and threats that they deem to be credible.
This should be, it'll be very interesting to see how the judges rule on this. In the meantime, where do Trump's other trials currently stand?
Okay, so let's go really quickly through all four criminal cases. Closest to that New York Attorney General civil case is the New York criminal case, which is set for trial in March for now. And the latest action in it is that Trump has attempted to subpoena the key witness, Michael Cohen's cell phone, his current cell phone, as opposed to his cell phone records going back to when this case it focuses on, which is around 2016, 2017. And the Manhattan District Attorney and Michael Cohen are strongly opposing that. And we're waiting to see where the judge falls on that. The two of them obviously are at odds in many cases. And so there's a lot to consider when it comes to Trump getting Michael Cohen's cell phone.
Right.
There's another gag order fight going on in his D.C. case. That's the January 6th criminal case. And that one has gone to an appeals court. They've had arguments on it. The appeals court judges have kind of indicated that they're going to keep the gag order in place, but maybe trim it down a little bit. They say, a defendant, even one who's running for president, can't just say whatever they want about whoever they want, especially if it might influence the jury. In his document case, we're looking like that one's currently scheduled for May, but there's a lot of stuff going on where the judge has indicated she may be open to delaying that further. And Trump has from the beginning wanted all of these pushed back till after the election. So he's got a chance with that one. And finally, in Fulton County, Georgia, where he's one of 19 defendants in a RICO case, There have been several plea deals, and he, of course, says that that is the latest indication of a Democratic district attorney coming out against him as part of kind of an organized political campaign against him.
Witch hunt, the usual, the greatest hits. Graham, thank you very much.